Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In a stunning twist that has sent shockwaves rippling through the Sister Wives universe, whispers of a secret DNA bombshell have exploded across fan circles, a firestorm fueled by alleged leaked documents, frantic social media activity, and a wave of suspicious silence from the normally camera-ready Brown family. According to the swirling rumor mill, a jaw-dropping claim has emerged. DNA fraud exposed. Ariela Brown not biologically related to Robyn Brown. A headline so explosive it feels like reality TV dynamite set to destroy what remains of the Browns' fragile family structure. It supposedly all began with a quiet clinic visit, a routine medical exam, a curious discrepancy that snowballed into the kind of scandal nobody imagined. Not even after years of public divorces, emotional breakdowns, resentment, favoritism accusations, and move-away dramas. Fans who've followed every twist from Las Vegas to Flagstaff are saying this is the secret that could unravel everything, the one storyline bigger than Cody's exodus from polygamy, bigger than Christine's fairy tale remarriage, bigger than Mary's empowerment arc, bigger even than Janelle's transformation and heartbreak. A secret so massive that if true, it threatens not only family relationships but reputations, finances, and the legacy of reality TV's most infamous plural union. Rumor insiders claim that questions first surfaced during a pediatric appointment, when medical staff allegedly noted biological inconsistencies that prompted further inquiry. A quiet DNA request, perhaps meant to be private forever, turned into a runaway avalanche once whispers escaped the clinic walls. Fans are buzzing. Was there a donor involved? A prior relationship unknown to the public? A cover-up to protect a past that never made it to TLC cameras? And perhaps the most dramatic theory of all, did Robyn orchestrate a deception to protect her standing as Cody's favorite, the one he spiritually tied his future to after the other wives walked away? Supporters of the Browns are crying foul, insisting no mother-child bond could be faked, pointing to years of tender moments captured on screen. Yet skeptics, emboldened by every past secrecy revelation on the show, point to Robyn's tear-filled confessions, her fierce privacy, and her history of shielding personal details about her life before Cody. Online sleuths cite Cody's emotional attachment to Ariela, some say unlike anything viewers witnessed with his dozens of other children, as proof that something deeper, more complicated, and possibly more guarded has always existed under the surface. Could it be guilt? A cover story? Or just the last crumbs of sanity in a family long collapsing under emotional strain? Naturally, with the internet ablaze, armchair analysts have resurfaced old footage. Cody beaming at the birth, Robyn's unusually emotional hospital scenes, the quiet household tensions that followed, the extreme protectiveness that fans once chalked up to Robyn's mother bear personality, but now speculate may have stemmed from fear that a hidden truth would one day erupt. Theories flood TikTok and Reddit, where users dissect Robyn's every expression, Cody's every word, and Christine's past cryptic comments about secrets in that house. Some fans insist Christine always hinted there were deceptions we were never shown. Others believe Mary's tense, withdrawn behavior around Robyn wasn't jealousy. It was suspicion. Still others point to Janelle's silent frustration, her tight smiles during family gatherings, suggesting maybe she knew but never felt empowered to speak. And then there's the timing, this rumor detonating just as the Browns attempt to rebrand their fractured tribe post-divorce, after Cody's bid for redemption, after Robyn's claimed she never wanted to be a monogamous wife. If this wildfire spreads further, it risks burning down the already fragile myth of the noble polygamist patriarch who preached unity but presided over disintegration. Insiders are already speculating about legal fallout. If someone falsified documents, who knew? Could the alleged DNA truth have financial implications for inheritance, property claims, or child support? One dramatic theory even suggests someone inside the family leaked the DNA information as revenge, or worse, as leverage. Fans eye the ex-wives. Christine, reborn and thriving, has no reason to stir drama. Janelle, grieving and rebuilding, has more empathy than rage. That leaves Mary, long scorned, long silenced. Did she uncover something and decide the world deserved to know? Or is she also a victim, blindsided like the rest? Meanwhile, social media detectives track Cody's recent interviews. In hindsight, some note, his tone has been defensive, erratic, unusually protective of Robyn and Ariela. Something has shifted. An anxiety, a strain in his voice, an air of a man desperate to keep control. Could this rumored DNA revelation explain his paranoia? His sudden emotional spirals? His obsession with keeping Robyn safe from public criticism? Fans are locking onto every clue. Did the former wives know something and walk away quietly, not just from heartbreak but from secrets? Did production know? Did TLC shield a scandal to preserve its most bankable storyline? And if this rumor erupts into full-blown confirmation, will the network distance itself or seize the chaos for ratings gold? Amid the storm, one thing is clear. If this rumored DNA shock were ever proven, the internet wouldn't just break. The Sister Wives universe would collapse. The family that preached celestial unity would face earthly consequences. Every soft-focus confession, every porch-side talk about love and loyalty, every tear-filled interview about plural family dreams, all would be reevaluated through the lens of deception. Fans would no longer ask, why did the wives leave? But what were they protecting themselves from? Critics would tear apart the spiritual narrative, questioning whether the family's journey was ever about faith or about power, image, control, and carefully crafted illusions. And then the emotional core, a child, innocent, loved, possibly at the center of adult secrets she never asked for. The most heartbreaking layer is the idea of a daughter growing up under a rumor storm she never created, trapped between public fascination and private truth. If this storyline were ever real, which this dramatic fictional retelling reminds is purely fan-imagined speculation, the most important thing would be protecting her peace, her identity, her right to love and be loved without the world clawing into her DNA. But for fans spinning theories, whispering timelines, sharing screenshots, the fire grows. Every rumor only fuels more questions, more spiraling speculation, more late-night threads trying to piece together emotional puzzles the show never explained. One fictional narrative, one whispered DNA plotline, one imagined betrayal, and suddenly the entire legacy of Sister Wives feels like a cracked porcelain statue held together by secrets. And so the fandom waits, breath held, imagination raging, convinced the Brown story may have always been bigger, darker, messier, and more fragile than the cameras ever revealed. A tale not just of plural love, but of whispered truths, hidden histories, and the kind of family drama Hollywood couldn't script if it tried. The rumor storm only intensified as the digital wildfire raged on, with fans dissecting not only the alleged DNA scandal but also every clipped family scene, every distant stare, every tight-lipped smile from the Brown wives over the last decade, determined to uncover what they now believed was long-buried truth hiding in plain sight. Suddenly, viewers remembered strange comments from Robyn about protecting her children, defensive reactions from Cody whenever paternity topics surfaced, and that one tense reunion episode where Christine hinted that everyone has secrets, but some secrets could break spirits forever. A cryptic line that didn't land fully at the time, but now felt like the linchpin to an emotional bombshell that could shatter reputations and rewrite the narrative of Sister Wives entirely. Social media sleuths, empowered by years of reality TV detective work, scoured baby photos, comparing features, analyzing eye color, speculating over timelines. Not with malice, they claim, but with an obsessive hunger for answers in a saga where truth has always felt slippery, curated, edited into digestible moments while the real chaos simmered beneath carefully constructed family messaging. After all, how many times did viewers watch wives cry behind closed doors while the public was assured that plural marriage was sacred, functional, blessed? Fans now argue that the cracks were never surface level. They were fractures in a glass house that was always moments away from collapse, and this fictional DNA twist sits at the center, like a detonator waiting to blow. Meanwhile, Robyn's past suddenly becomes the internet's favorite excavation site. Every mention of her ex-husband revisited, Every legal document speculated over. Every old Facebook post resurrected as armchair forensic archivists try to decode whether something deeper lurked in her origin story. Users who once sympathized with her now portray her as a master manipulator in fanfiction gossip threads. A woman who allegedly engineered an identity and legacy through secrecy, timing, emotional narratives, and strategic tears, the kind that turned Cody's attention and ultimately his loyalty away from everyone else, leaving Mary abandoned, Janelle disillusioned, and Christine snapping free like a phoenix emerging from long-suppressed ashes. And then comes the theorizing that maybe, just maybe, this DNA plot isn't only about biology. Some online theorists whisper a far more dramatic fanfiction twist. What if the scandal was never about proving maternity, but instead about disproving something else, like a rumored connection to a man Robyn dated long before cameras rolled, a figure fans never saw, but have speculated about for years? Imagining a man with financial ties, legal issues, or secrets of his own, the kind of forgotten past that could explain Robyn's initial hesitation to join the show and her fierce commitment to privacy early on, when fans wondered why she guarded her history more tightly than the other wives. In this fictional fever dream narrative, some say the secret child theory is just a smokescreen. The real imagined plot twist is that Robyn wanted a clean slate so desperately that she would allegedly go to extremes to rewrite her motherhood identity publicly, ensuring Ariela's story aligned perfectly with her new family arc, with Cody by her side, with cameras ready to capture tears of joy, not whispers of yesterday's shadows. Still, others argue in comments threads and fan script fantasies that this DNA rumor is merely a metaphor for what truly fractured the family. Not genetics, but truth itself. How often did Cody promise transparency and unity while nurturing favoritism? How often did dialogue about shared values mask emotional abandonment? How many scenes of family meetings were simply edited performances, the reality fraying behind scenes viewers never saw? Reddit warriors insist that the wives' silence in later seasons wasn't passive. It was protective, a veil drawn not over scandal but over dignity, knowing that exposing too much could decimate everyone, including the children viewers once cheered for, celebrated as they grew from toddlers into teens under glaring public scrutiny. And inside this whirlwind, speculation shifts to Cody's imagined internal struggle in this fictional universe. The man who once prided himself as a patriarch now depicted as pacing hallways at night, staring at family photos not with nostalgia but with dread, feeling the weight of a truth too heavy to manage, watching his kingdom crumble wife by wife, child by child, season by season, until only Robyn remained. And now even her image, in this fan-style dramatic tale, crumbles like sandstone. Under waves of internet speculation, each rumor grain eroding public trust. His imagined monologues become the stuff of dramatic TikTok edits, voiceovers about loyalty, legacy, fatherhood, battling against montage clips of raised voices, slammed doors, tear-streaked interviews, confessional cameras catching flickers of fear masked as conviction. And fans latch onto one fantasy scene especially, Cody in an armchair, clenching hands, whispering that he always knew something felt off but chose love over questions, a line that transforms him from villain to tragic anti-hero in some circles, fueling debates about whether he was complicit, clueless, or genuinely blind to a truth he refused to consider. Meanwhile, Mary, once the emotional casualty of a spiritual divorce, becomes, in this alternate speculative fan universe, a quiet keeper of truth, her stoic expressions reinterpreted not as jealousy, but as knowledge. Viewers remember her sitting stiffly during baby announcements, her eyes glassy during Robyn's childbirth scenes, her voice cracking when she once said, "Some things just don't need to be shared, because they would hurt too many people." Was she hinting at heartbreak, or hiding a truth too fragile to unleash? Christine, reborn and empowered, is now imagined as the liberated voice of conscience, someone who walked not only from a broken marriage, but from secrets she could no longer swallow. In fan theories, her exit wasn't just emotional escape, it was moral salvation, a woman choosing light after years of shade. And Janelle, the steady thinker, becomes the silent moral compass, the imagined whistleblower who considered truth but prioritized children's peace over public drama, choosing dignity over exposure even if it meant swallowing suspicions whole. Through this fictional gossip-driven plot, viewers cast Robyn not just as a wife but as an architect of emotional power, someone whose tears once shielded her but in this dramatic fan retelling now spark debate. Were they sadness, fear, manipulation, or desperation to keep pieces of a story from scattering like sand across desert winds? And then enters the network, the power behind the scenes in this fictional saga. Executives rumored in fan chats to be scrambling, lawyers clutching contracts, PR strategists whispering about crisis management strategies, deciding whether to deny, deflect, or turn the shockwave into a ratings renaissance. A tell-all episode imagined, a reunion special teased, with producers sitting wives across from each other, the camera capturing every twitch, every sigh, every half-sentence loaded with subtext as the host asks, was there ever anything hidden from the public, something that threatened the unity you always said mattered most?